Hey everyone, how's it going? My name is Zach Cox, and today what I got for you is 5 of the coolest myths within the Grand Theft Auto series. And we know that every GTA game has many different secrets hidden within it. Some of them are rare and strange occurrences that should belong in an episode of the X-Files, and some of them are fake, and some aren't. Regardless, they are all very interesting in my opinion, and there are tons of them. And I want you guys to let me know down below in the comments what your favorite myth within the GTA series is. Hopefully you guys learned something new from the video, and hopefully you do find it enjoyable. If so, be sure to give it a thumbs up. The GTA community needs a lot of love right now, and hopefully you guys can find some enjoyment within the originality of my videos. So that said, let's go ahead and get started with 5 of the coolest myths within the GTA series. First up, we have John Marston's unmarked grave within Grand Theft Auto 5, and this can actually be found in the Sanchansky mountain range. I talked about it many years ago, but it's something that I did want to acknowledge within this video because it's just a very cool theory and also a very cool myth. So basically, on top of this mountain, we can come across a grave site, and all there is up there is just a wooden cross and where someone is obviously buried. And it's believed that this gravesite is actually the final resting place of a stranger and freak by the name of Ursula that we come across playing as either Michael, Trevor, or Franklin. However, the best way to come across her is playing as Trevor because we get to know her a little bit, we get to know her backstory, and she even becomes a booty call for Trevor. She's essentially the woman version of Trevor. She features a lot of the same characteristics and psychomatic traits that Trevor has, and she's overall just a very interesting girl. And she goes on to talk about this murderous streak that she's been on, and as well as killing her mother and having pieces of her mother inside of this backpack that she is wearing. And coincidentally enough, she actually lives in this house right next to the lighthouse that's literally right next to this mountain range where this gravesite is. So if you put 2 and 2 together, we can assume that she killed her mother and buried her on the mountain here. But throughout the years, it's also been said that this gravesite actually belongs to that of John Marston, the protagonist of another very popular Rockstar game, Red Dead Redemption, where he is actually killed at the end of this game, and we get to see his gravesite, and it's the same as this one, to say the least. It's on a hill, and it's a wooden cross. Now, within 100 years, obviously, a little hill isn't going to turn into a mountain, but this could still be just an Easter egg and a reference to John Marston, as Rockstar does like to pay homage to things from their other games within their other games, if that makes any sense. So nonetheless, I'm gonna leave this up to you guys to decide. Next up, we have a myth that can be traced all the way back to Grand Theft Auto 3. However, it really didn't gain too much notoriety until the release of GTA 4 in 2008, and this is actually about Ratman. And this myth really rose to fame when a photo was uploaded online that showed what looked to be a half-man, half-rat-esque guy who was supposedly terrorizing the eerie subways of Liberty City. And I've always been terrified going down there. They're just really creepy, dark, and mysterious. And there's a ton of evidence that suggests that Ratman is real. One of these pieces of evidence is actually a puddle of orange liquid that can be found throughout the subways, and this could either be Ratman blood or the blood of his victims, or it could just be motor oil. Who knows? There's also a Weasel news segment in GTA 4 where the mayor of Liberty City says that he's going to flood the subways due to a rat infestation. And also, if we go to an internet cafe and check out an in-game parody of Craigslist called Crap List, there's an ad looking for human lab rats in the job section. And Ratman is said to appear when players least expect it, and he's also said to be faster than the NRG 900, which is one of the fastest vehicles in all of GTA 4. So encountering Ratman would definitely be a scary experience and terrifying one, especially since you can't outrun him because he's faster than one of the fastest vehicles in the game. And personally, I've explored the subways numerous times and spent hours down there looking around, and I've never come across Ratman, and it's probably because he appears when you least expect it. But also, there is hobos that can be found within the subways, and they can be mistaken for Ratman, so keep an eye out if you go down there. But one thing I'll advise you guys to do is don't do this at night because it can get creepy very, very quick. Moving on to GTA San Andreas, we have one of the most popular myths within the GTA series, and this is the Suicidal Photographer. And basically what this is a pedestrian who is taking pictures by a lake or just a body of water, and after taking these pictures, he gets up and he just jumps in the water, he drowns, and he dies. And he'll spawn over and over and over again. And it's just very weird to come across and very weird to think, why is this man taking pictures and then killing himself? And there's a couple different explanations for this. This is one of those myths that have kind of been busted and debunked a little bit, but not confirmed. And it's basically believed that this pedestrian's strange behavior is a glitch in the pathing system of San Andreas, if that makes any sense. And basically it's that the developers forgot to add a path for this pedestrian to follow after he takes these pictures. Instead of, say, jumping in the water and killing himself after taking the pictures, maybe he's supposed to get up and get inside of a car and drive off. But that's not the case. We know he just jumps in the water and commits suicide. Now moving back to GTA 5, we have the body of Cole Phelps within the abandoned mine shaft. And this is something I touched base on before, but once again, it's something that I do want to acknowledge because it's a very, very popular myth within GTA 5. And basically, within the next-gen release of GTA 5 on the PS4 and Xbox One, the mine shaft was obviously opened up to us to explore, and it was actually part of the murder mystery and exclusive for the next generation versions of GTA 5. And within this mine shaft, we can find the body of a man by the name of Isaac, and we find this out by playing the murder mystery and solving this. And this man was actually killed for making a movie for a rival movie studio, and his body was placed in the mine shaft sometime before or during 1949. So he's been there a very, very long time. And while his body is greatly decomposed and we can't tell by facial features whether or not this is Cole Phelps, the protagonist of a very popular Rockstar game by the name of LA Noire, we can tell by his style of clothing that it is actually very similar to Cole Phelps. However, spoiler alert to you guys who have never played LA Noire, at the end of this game, Cole Phelps actually drowns and dies in a sewer, not a mine shaft. So, in my personal opinion, this is not the body of Cole Phelps, but much like John Marston's unmarked grave, this is most likely just an Easter egg referencing Cole Phelps. Now last up, we have the San Andreas Bigfoot myth, and this myth alone is widely credited as kickstarting the discussion of myths within the GTA series, because before this, really the main topics were about Easter eggs and beta material that didn't make it into the final versions of these games. And with the release of San Andreas in 2004, a lot of rumors started to surface about a creature that inhabits the forests of San Andreas and Baco Beyond, a very mysterious place. And this is when videos and screenshots started to surface on the internet and really just gain a lot of popularity and really boost the myths within not only GTA San Andreas, but the GTA series. So modders even jumped in on this and began to develop Bigfoot mods, and this started to kind of discredit the myth because there were a lot of fakes and a lot of full-fledged hoaxing going on, and this started to become an issue. However, search efforts did intensify throughout the years because Rockstar never confirmed nor did they deny that Bigfoot was in the game. And really, the only acknowledgement we ever had from Rockstar up until later years was in an interview released in 2005 where it was stated that there is no Bigfoot in San Andreas, just like real life. But there is something in the woods, and Rockstar is notorious for doing things like this, much like the Mount Chiliad mystery in GTA 5, and this alone ignited a huge debate within the GTA community on what could be inhabiting the forest of this game. And it actually wasn't until years later that Dan Houser, the VP for Rockstar Games, stated that Bigfoot was only in the unreleased beta versions of GTA San Andreas. And even then, there was a 1 in 10 chance of actually finding him in the woods. So that's pretty cool. We finally got some closure to this, and that there is absolutely 100% no Bigfoot within San Andreas. But Rockstar did continue this myth on with the release of GTA 5, where they paid homage to this by including several Easter eggs, references, and even allowing the player to become Bigfoot within GTA 5. So they kind of gave us some closure there and put it into the myth. And you guys are probably wondering why I didn't talk about the Mount Chiliad mystery, and that's because it's much like the Bigfoot myth, and we just have no real intel on this from Rockstar. They haven't given us anything, and probably within the release of their next game, they will release information on what actually the Mount Chiliad mystery was. But nonetheless, hopefully you guys did find the video enjoyable. If so, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let's go for over 1,000 likes if you guys want to see some more content like this on the channel. Like I said at the beginning, the GTA community needs some love, so be sure to show that. Subscribe if you haven't done so yet to never miss out on some more video game content on the channel. And with that said and out the way, I believe that's just about it. You guys all take it easy. Have a safe one. My name is Zach Cox, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.